this is Greg Michael, and in today's video I'll be reviewing the guitar by a company called Tanglewood, and this is a guitar called Tanglewood Crossroads, and it's a cutaway version with the pickup system. I came across this instrument through guitar lessons. One of my students, his name is Pete, he bought this here guitar for himself. So when he came to the lesson, I was blown away with the quality of this instrument, and I was shocked with how much he paid actually for this instrument. I find this really shocking that the guitar of this quality costs £176 or somewhere around there, and this guitar ticks a lot of boxes, for me. It has mahogany body, which I prefer. It has the satin finish, very thin varnish, so you can see the wood grain. I love it because it allows the wood to resonate better. The top is not solid kind of body or whatever. I mean, it's not solid wood, but it's a laminated kind of construction. I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, some people say that you need to have all those solid wood constructions. I disagree. I mean, if all you have in your pocket is 170 or 80 pounds, this really doesn't matter. This is great guitar. Just to say that you have all those entry-level Martins and Taylors made in Mexico, and they are made exactly the same way as this, and they cost 8 times more, or maybe 6 times more. So I think that this guitar should be seriously considered by anyone who wants to start learning guitar. It's beginner friendly for many reasons. It has small body. It has this cutaway construction, which allows you in the future, obviously, when you are more advanced, access those higher frets. It has quite a nice and easy neck. Although there's one point that I would like to make. If this guitar was mine, I would lower the action on the nut, because when I played here, backwards and whatnot, I felt it was quite hard compared to my other guitars. So what I would do, I would probably, you can probably do it by yourself. Just file this, down a bit, or pay some professional to do it. It's not going to cost a lot of money because it's a simple job. So that it's something that I would definitely lower, the action of it. I wouldn't touch the action on this side because I think it's great as it is. What else? The neck has this nice V shape that I like, because it reminds me a bit of this guitar that I played. It's by a company called Martin, and it's a guitar of one of my other students. He's got this Martin from 1951, and it's just very similar grip, and I love it. So what else about this guitar? The guitar tuners, are good. They're not loose. They're very strong, I would say. They're very steady. I don't think they will let you down. There are strap buttons if you want to play standing up one day, which I highly recommend. You can plug this thing in. So there's the pickup system. And something about this pickup system, this thing costs £176. So this pickup system is good enough. You can't compare it to the pickup of that kind of guitar. This is a Maton guitar, Australian guitar company, and you know what? They have one of the best pickup system. So you can't really compare the pickup from the guitar that costs 10 times the price of this guitar. So I wouldn't go too crazy. Now I've had this guitar live plugged in, because one of my other students also got this guitar, and then he used this very model, and you know what? It sounded great. One thing, this is probably for more advanced players, not for beginners, but when you plug this thing in, the sound of the acoustic guitar plugged in to the mixing desk, it does sound a little bit artificial, right? If you're an acoustic guitar player, you would know what I mean. So you know what is good to do. You know, it's good to obviously use the combination of the pickup when you run your signal, when you amplify a guitar, and then use maybe a condenser mic, maybe if you're at home or whatever, or some kind of external microphone to capture the sound from outside, because that's the nature of this instrument. So you know, the sound on its own will be a little bit artificial, but you know, as a beginner, I promise you won't notice, you won't be able to tell the difference really, because this is something you start hearing later when you have access to more different guitars, you know. So this guitar is very light, very comfortable to play. You know what? I'll have to at some stage stop talking and start playing this thing, you know. But just few more things to consider. Let me think. What else could I say? You know, look at the back. It looks good. Did I mention frets that the edges of the neck are nice, meaning you know you won't cut your fingers when you run your fingers here on the edge. You know, I've seen some guitars, you know, up to £200, and they have that thing, you know, and it's terrible. You know what? There's some guitars. You know, I'm gonna mention brands. You know, there's a brand called Yamaha which are great. You know, but I think that this beats the Yamaha. You know, those APX kind of model. You know, 500 or whatever, which is more expensive. Well, I think this one is much better. So this is really good deal. You know. I don't know how long they're gonna actually make those guitars, or how long they'll be available. But you know, if I was you, I would consider grabbing it. I think it's always good to go to the music store and play one. Or if you cannot play yet, you know, ask the shop assistant to play for you, and you would decide for yourself. This YouTube thing, you know, when you see those reviews and comparisons of guitars, you know, it's very difficult to capture the real sound of the instrument through the microphones, you know. So you know, you will never get the real sound of the instrument. But I can tell you one thing, that this guitar sounds really good, you know, comparing it to more expensive guitars. So it's quite shocking, as I said, that they made something good and something so affordable. So listen, shall I do some playing? So this guitar could do some fingerstyle things. So I'm gonna play a tune kind of fingerstyle. So that was House of the Rising Sun. What if I play maybe like something like Blackbird? One thing, I am going to disconnect the microphone that is in the room, the condenser mic, and you hear the sound of the guitar, just the guitar plugged in. All right, let's see. Okay, so the microphone should be back. Let me wait. Let me grab my pick. What if I do some picking, but this time with the plectrum? Wait, I'll do it one more time. Okay, I will switch off the microphone. So let's do fingerstyle again. Oh shit, I forgot this tune. One thing. This guitar is good for, playing really loud and hard. So even if you want to do things like you can just whack it, you can bash it and it responds really well. You can't do that with those expensive guitars, because they have more resonance, and they won't take all the beating, At least, this is how I feel about this one here, the guitar that I'm using, on a daily basis. So this one is really cool, and very versatile. So what else? I guess final thoughts. If you're a beginner, you are looking for the new guitar, you have very limited budget. If you did not plan to spend 176 or whatnot, you wanted to spend less, you can still probably go for some other guitars from this range. Crossroads range. I think there's some guitars without the pickup. There are also some guitars that are not cutaway, so they will cost cheaper. Less. They will probably cost around 100 quid here in the UK. So it's pretty good. You probably don't need straight away to have the pickup system. And then you know what? If you want to get one, you can always install it. Easily. You just put the pickup under the bridge. Here under the saddle. So it's not a big deal. So I highly recommend this thing for complete beginners. Sometimes the best guitar, for you is the guitar you can afford. So if you have only this much, buy it. If you have £10,000, buy the guitar for £10,000. But I think that as a beginner you'll be fine with this one. So this is kind of my hopefully unbiased review. Obviously I love it. I love it for things that matter to me, and I think that it's crazy that companies can make good instruments at such a good price point. So I'm blown away, and I will be recommending this guitar until there is some other guitar that is even better. If something like that shows up, I'll let you know in my videos. So listen, hopefully I kind of helped you to determine whether it's worth going for this thing or not. If I was you, I would go for it. I might even get this guitar and have it like some sort of travel guitar that I wouldn't worry so much if it was messed up in a transit. So who knows? Maybe next holiday next year I'm gonna own one of those myself. So thank you very much for checking this video. Thank you, Pete, for lending me this guitar. And before I go, I need to put this guitar. Oh, that's not clever. Before I go, I need to put this guitar into the guitar case. And you know what? Here's something cool. Pete got this case on Amazon for whatever, I don't know, 20 something pounds. It's kind of cool. It looks great. It looks like those kind of Taylor and Martin kind of creamy or brown guitar cases. It's not as well padded as those Martin and Taylors, cases, but it gives you enough, to protect the guitar, I would say. So I'll place the link on under the video, for you to kind of consider having this thing, So look, I'm gonna put Pete's guitar into this thing. I can tell you that this case would take even bigger guitars. So it's good. You have one pocket here, Velcro on it. You have two straps here, to hold it, and then you can carry it, on your back, whatnot. So this is it. This is a Tanglewood guitar. See, hidden in this affordable guitar case or guitar bag, whatever you call it, gig bag. I don't know. So listen. I would appreciate if you hit the like under the video if you enjoyed this review. Probably I talked too much as usual. Probably it wasn't the video wasn't as fancy or slick as some other professional guitar reviews that you see on those guitar stores YouTube channels. But you know what? I kind of did my best. So hit the like button because it will help me and it help this channel. And share the video with those of you who, with your friends who might be up for buying a guitar or whatnot, and consider buying it yourself. I don't think you would lose. And you know what? That nut of the guitar is the first thing to kind of fix. It'll make the guitar easier to play. If you have any questions about this guitar, post the comment under the video. I will try to give you an answer if I know it. I will still have access to this guitar because I teach Pete and I teach one more student who owns this guitar. So I kind of have access to this guitar at least once a week. Okay, so listen, that's it for today. I'll be doing more videos in the future. Maybe featuring some products. I'll be obviously continuing my instructional videos. So I'll see you soon. Take care.